Watch the opening. Yes. Port City. Go! It is the only city on the snow-covered islands of Go! Having no special economic significance, few forces bother to travel through the snow to invade the city. However, it has enough wealth that those living there can enjoy a peaceful life comfortably. It is also a rarity in this war-torn world because it holds democratic elections to elect Fui. CGI forest! Yeah. Forest of Tuli. Bang. That was what we usually call a not danger pistol, a alarm pistol, or a pistol in Hungarian, but I don't know what it's called in English. Signaling pistol. Basically, it only fires usually blank cartridges, so it's semi-safe. Don't put it to your temple though. A gunfire echoes deep into the deserted or snowy. Decide. The fired bullet pierced through the center of the set target, which is, I guess, not this guy because he's very smiling. He looks satisfied as he examined the hole penetrating clean through the center of the target, which is still undisclosed what it was, and began reloading his gun. Is it like a bale of hay? Bale of hay? Is it a piece of wood? Is it an actual animal, since we are in a fucking forest? Penetrating to the center of the target, began reloading his gun. This one is an archaeologist, apparently, with a fucking gun, who is just firing his musket, a lost technology discovered in the ruins. Ah! There you are! Says a very deep-voiced female with wardrobe dysfunction, apparently. Is called Margaret as well. Just written differently for some reason. Shooting again? How do you keep doing it so much without getting bored? The woman who appeared before Lars is a fellow mercenary who earns living by doing mercenary work with him. Because they are mercenary, they do mercenary work. Undisclosed mercenary work. Yes. You should try it too. You'd like it. I'll pass. It's certainly fun to shoot, but it's a hassle reloading the next shot. That's fine. It seems guns which are easy to load, or guns which can fire continuously exist according to ancient documents. If such things exist, it will certainly make work more entertaining. I wonder. If we had such a thing, we'd likely be the target of various groups. Yes, people would want our fucking machine guns. It would be very bad if they would charge us in a closely knit formation to get our machine guns, yes. True. Well, it's fine for now. I'm going to the tavern in town. Because there are no other taverns around, just the one in the town. I need to tell you that information. You should come too to hear what I have to say. Are you going to make a speech? We don't know. Port City Tavern. Magnad. Bye. You are late. Sorry. Like Margaret, this man is another mercenary and has been with Lars since childhood doing mercenary work because they are mercenary and they do mercenary work. Non-discreet mercenary work, yes. Take our business card. ... Do you really need all three of us here to explain another reckless rich quick seam? Sorry. Do you really need all three of us here to explain another reckless get rich quick theme? If that's the case, I'd rather not hear it. It's not about making money. It's even more interesting than that. It's about my genitals. And now I'm worried. It's fine. Just say what you want, bitch. To put it simply, I'm talking about raising the flag, unifying the nations, and ending the war. An alarming amount of dots. My head hurts. Listen, according to old documents I found in my stash of weed, there was no war in the old days, just so-called world peace where everyone got along without war. Expect America and Russia and China, who made proxy wars, and they are still pretty much the same place like beforehand, but it doesn't fucking matter, because it's a very... how do you say it in English, actually? What's the word for the thing that is more exaggerated? For the sake of it being looking nicer. I don't know, because nobody's talking to me. And my ruler has fallen down. No, I can't reach it easily. Well, that's why I have a leg for. I have my ruler. Really? You are going to end the war by yourself? With your tiny little musket? You are not a child who can have unreasonable dreams anymore, you know? You are a grown man. You should be doing grown man stuff, like having a fucking bow hanging from your ass without any trace of things right behind your fucking... what is called in English? Queer. I mean, what the fuck? There were rules in war. One had to give reason in order to go to war. And before one could attack, they had to declare war in advance. What a careful era. And nowadays, everyone is always thinking about seizing wealth of other countries, and the result, humanity has lost so much. Isn't it just a story? I also constantly change my tone because I cannot remember, because I'm just a third character. Looking at the ruins, there are... Looking at the ruins, there are many cultures that should be inherited. What? Okay, the voices are making me kind of woozy. Woozy. W-O-Z. W-Z, yes, that's a thing. Epsilon. Like, I can't fucking remember which voices, and also they are kind of sounding the same because they are stupid. So I'm stopping now. Looking at the ruins, there are many cultures that should be inherited. But it's stupid to lose them because of war, right? Oh, that's right. I'm not going to deny it. The point is whether it's realistic or not. Oh yes, it's easy to end the war with 3 mercenaries who decided to raise the flag, yes. We are going to raise a pole, a very big, girthy, blue-veined pole, yes. With a flag on it. Hey, is it so hard to believe I didn't already consider something that obvious? So what are you thinking then? Did you idiots forget the representatives of this town are elected? You are going to run for major? I'm too amazed for words. It's not like you actually believe you will win if you run for election. Right? Well, listen then. There are 3 leading candidates. Are any of them any good? One is a coward who rarely leaves his mansion and lets his butler handle everything. One is a hopeless womanizer who is constantly accused of rape by women. What? Okay. Are women accusing them that he rapes them, or is he accused of being raped by women? Very important distinction. And one of them is rumored to be using a shadowy organization to remove enemy obstacles in his path. You know, when I say it like that, none of them seems worthy. They say it's a democracy, but landowners have the advantage in elections after all. Exactly, isn't it better for the town if I'm elected? That's why there is no way you'll win the election. You don't even have enough money to get off the ground. That's how do... what? Yeah, this is why I'm not doing fucking voices. I would need to do fucking 4 voices at the same time without any fucking help. No. Not happening. I already have fucking sore throat. I'm sorry I'm late. Ah, you came, Crooks. You're named Crooks. 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 Your mother hated you, and your father went along. I'm gonna tackle that word. Therianthrope girl is also an archaeologist who serves as an assistant to Lars Andersen. They met each other by chance while searching the same ruins and decided to work together after discovering they had mutual interests in each other's genitals. Throughout do you understand me now? I thoroughly investigated the 3 major candidates like you said, Lars. How did it go? Was there any information that could be used? A scandal. That's dirty. The rumors regarding all of them appear to be quite true. One is already dead. Okay. And the butler is considering it to abuse his power. I found several illegitimate children belonging to the philanderer. The last one has a deep connection with a criminal organization and he is also involved in smuggling with Alcatraz. Can you prove it? Indeed. Well done, Crooks! Your name is Crooks. Your mother hates you. Your fucking world hates you. Everybody hates you. You are called Crooks because of it. Who the fuck's names their children Crooks? As expected from my assistant. Bitch, please. Unnerving amount of dots. To think you would defeat your opponent with a made-up scandals in order to be elected. It's not a problem, Margarita. With a different spelling. And they are not fake. This is a disclosure of facts. The hoax is the Knights of Kunitz are targeting this city. It's better to choose a representative who is accustomed to fighting like Lars. 2 points. You are already spreading rumors. A slightly alarming amount of dots. So you are hoping the votes will go to Lars? We are still just traveling mercenaries, right? They won't choose some drifter to be the major. It's going to be fine because this town has a family registry. I'm already listed as being born in this city. Which is definitely not falsifying information. That kind of lie will be exposed immediately. It's fine if it's exposed during the election. It's only needed at the beginning anyways. Slightly alarming amount of dots. Are you serious? Yeah, slightly alarming amount of dots. And so, it's time to finally decide. Are you two with me? It can't be helped. I wonder how this happened. Alarming amount of dots. Well, Lars always like this. Echt. Let's take down the leading candidates. By force. With this musket to their hearts. And so Lars was elected the measure of City Nucleus and assumed control without any hitch. Because plot. Lars' assistant Crooks. Lars. I was reading through our documents and I found reference to some ruins in the west of Elysium desert of Illness Island. Really? Let's go then. Then let's go. Then let's go. No, that's let's go then. Fuck you. Ah! Confirm. Le Tavern. Lars, there is something here to say you. Something, not someone. Okay. A woman. A man. And he seems really pushy. Like he pushes you in. Did you say I was here? Yep. What are you saying? Get him out of here. He wants to work here for some reason. I didn't hear him say how strong he is. He's a pain, so I'll let you deal with him. Yay. So this guy wants to join us. What did you think of him? Yeah. In a nutshell, stupid. I don't want that kind of guy. I thought so, but he said something that bothered me. What could possibly bother you? Well, he said he possesses some lost technology. I don't care, but it probably interests you. You baka! Say that first! You will say me now? Yeah. He has Musket. Ho ho. You Lars? I'm arts. I do arts. Martial arts. Wow, he really is stupid. Hey, do you really possess lost technology, like my Musket here? Is it selective fire, maybe fully automatic? Yeah. If it's fake, then your two choices are death by hanging or upside down crucifixion. Haha, this is my lost technology. Ars punches the air with his fist and held it with a proud grin. Oh, like I said, this is it. Arts began shadowboxing while continuing to grin. Very alarming amount of dots. Okay, it seems you are not getting it. I'm a man who has mastered the ancient martial arts. Judo, karate, boxing. Arts continues to list of various martial arts Lars has never heard of before. I get it. Let's test it out first. Come back tomorrow and be prepared. Haha! Alright. We'll meet here tomorrow, right? Yeah. Lars replied, feeling exhausted. The next day, the tavern had been turned into a demonstration area with many of the chairs and tables put away. It was decided Margaret, with a different pronunciation, would be the judge. So, what will be the test? It's a classic. But if you beat me in a one-on-one fight, I'll add your martial arts to my forces. Simple, yay! Are you ready to rumble? A burning friendship will be born between two men who fight using their fists and shovel and other might. I love this. Does something smell burnt to you? We are imagining it. Well then. Margaret, okay. Margaret gave an enthusiastic response and rang the antique gong given to Lars. The ding-dong gong. Arts used quick footwork to close the distance towards Lars. Meanwhile, Lars pulled out a preloaded musket which was strapped on his back and shot Ars in the knee. Bang! Ah! Arts fell to the ground, rolling in agony while clutching his knee. Good enough? In the battlefield, both armies will gradually shift from long range to close range combat, unless they are mostly long range. In which case they are not going to close in, because that would be foolish. Not even using a sword means you have the shortest range. In other words, there is no place for martial arts. Huh? Not even using a sword means you have the shortest range. I guess he's telling that because he's not even using a sword, he's even worse than a normal swordsman in considering range. Well, I guess if you are caught and disarmed by an opponent, there could be a use for it. However, the priority is low. This means... Lars! I know you love the sound of your own voice, but do you think he can hear you right now? He's really suffering. Then you can treat his wound, Margaret, with a different pronunciation. Don't forget to remove the bullet and disinfect the wound, which is literally the process you are going to do. That's it. Well, you're also going to bandage it and maybe stitch it up, though depends on the bullet wounds. But yeah, if it's a shot on the knee, that man is not walking anymore. I know. I mean. For some reason, Art stuck around with a musket afterwards. Why? Yes. Tavern! Yay. Musket conquered the fortress city of Tsersopia, the headquarters of the Knights of Kunitz, and was throwing a celebration. Yeah, the era of horseback riding is definitely over, even though we are definitely going to use their cavalry because they are actually a good asset. Unless they do stupid things, which is sadly a thing that can happen. I know you are happy, but isn't it a little bit overboard? I took control of the capital of the Knight Pretenders. There is no reason not to be happy. Yeah, that's true. I wanted to see the guy's angry face. You know, the guys who I actually, how it's called? Conquered, enlisted, recruited, yes. I'd rather see the cute lieutenant girl again than that Dumbus was angry face. These guys, oh, they cannot actually look at me as a woman, but instead of a girl who has a sword, and okay, I'm actually kind of dangerous. Yeah, giving inside voices to these characters is actually pretty weird, but also fun. Crooks, whose parents have fucking hated her and gave her this stupid name, has rushed into the room. She had not attended the party after conquering Sacropia and had instead spent her time in the libraries. For her to be in such a hurry surely meant that she has discovered something significant. Lars Andersen II. Hey! This is. It's an ancient document about sociology the knights had in their possession. Glorious. She pulled a book out of her pocket, the very deep back pocket of hers. A very tight one indeed. And handed it to Lars Andersen. Sociology. Lars flipped through the pages of the old book. Which is actually a very bad thing if it's an actual old book, as in hundreds years old. You are very careful with it. You are not just flipping through the pages, you actually open it very carefully and pay fucking attention to the pages not being stuck together, because if they are, they have been in a very damp place and you're gonna have a very hard time actually separating them without damaging the pages. Anyway, I thought it was weird for these chivalrous guys to talk about human rights and such. When Musket unifies the world, and more sophisticated government will be needed. In that regard, I wonder if this book will be useful. Well, I think if you throw it hard enough against the people who are against us, they might find it mildly annoying, possibly even dangerous. Lars flipped through the book again like an idiot, and while he could read the letters, he didn't understand the content. Because he is stupid. I entrust this book to... And then Lars Andersen turned into a eldritch horror from the old gods' weird nightmares they have sometimes if they eat too much cornflakes from corn. Yeah. I'll entrust this book to you. Yep. Alarming amount of dots. Understood. Use it well for politics. I say to it, yes, with my very deep voice. I bet you didn't even understand it, you little moron, because you're dumb. Because you have Musket and no brains. Okay, sure. Musket headquarters. It seems some strange sweets are going around the markets on the streets. It's a lost technology sweet. It seems to be a gift for the Vow of Love Day. Vow of Love Day, a thing that I didn't heard about even though I live in the same universe as you. Yes, it's a holiday said to exist in the old days, which you don't know because reasons. So that's why woman gives his presents to men, which which is weird because it's supposed to be the other way around, you barbarians. Like seriously, what the fuck, Japan? It's literally only you who do this. Only you. Fuck off. If you go around depict fucking European and other cultures, actually look into them before, okay? Anyway, so, well, I don't think there was an extra way to do it. Well, I don't think there was an exact way to do it up until now. I feel like it's artificial, like kind of a sales strategy. I'd like to try some sweets too. Do you want me to make some for you? How the fuck do you make that? Yeah, you can make it. Crooks, whose parents didn't like her, so they give her this stupid name to forever remember the... How it's called in English? The... Disglory. Opposite of glory. Anyway, so, yeah. It's the first ancient document I ever had, because reasons. Even so, what is Lion doing? They hate human culture. Sure, why not? Desert Palace, which is very European for some reason. Lars led Musket to conquer Central Syrian Desert, the stronghold of the Cactus religion order. Those guys gave me the creeps. Oh yes, says Margarita with a different pronunciation. An emerging religious group. Yeah, those guys are brainwashed and willing to do things normal people wouldn't do. Bashing on insurrectionists, I guess? Lars, crooks with the most unfortunate of names, rushes in. She's usually calm, but this time she was excited, like, you know, last time. It's rare to see her looking so happy. What up? Cactus has was nothing more than a quote on these scriptures written by Isaac. My guess is that the scriptures used by Cactus were copied from the Book of God. So Isaac must have had the real thing in his possession. Let's give our all for the find of the Wood of God. Yes, Wood of God. Contains the written story about the creation of the world. Wasn't it a religious group which unified the human world long ago or something? Yeah, unified is a very strong word. Yeah. I see. I leave the search and the retrieval to you. Crooks of the most unfortunate of name. Understood. This battle wore me out. We should all go have something to eat, I guess. Lars Andersen II. Aren't you excited the real Book of God may be found soon? Well, I'm happy our collection of lost technology is increasing. I'm delighted we found guns and the mahjong game people used to play after all. Yeah, those two are very important things, especially the mahjong. You are so childish, liking guns, you're like an idiot. Instead, you should be using bows like a real woman. Which you are not because you are Lars. Is that so? Of course, my favorite lost technology are the novels and how do you still have those? They are literally the cheapest paper products ever imagined by human beings. Besides toilet paper. I don't want to hear your preferences. They are worse than mine because I am the best. Considering lost technology, which is lost literature in that case, not technology. Anyway, understood reasons. I received information about ruins buried in the sands of the southern Azalim deserts, so I organized the excavation team. Crooks shoved off looking dejected. Because she's bearing the worst name ever. Smack. Ow. What are you doing? Sorry. Just now. Desert ruin or Ram Chaos has appeared. Okay, sure. Yes, let's see. Desert Ruin Aram Chaos. So this is the temple belonging to a religious group which is called the Holy Land. If there is a hiding place for the Book of God, this would be it. Agreed. I leave the excavation here to you. Okay. Please summarize what you find in a report so I can read it later. Yeah, fuck you. Crooks seems nervous. Well, I leave it to you. Lars Andersen II. The lost technology novel we found last time. About the gay people. The Yao people. Have you read Romeo and Juliet? Yeah, I have Romeo, but not Juliet yet. Crooks looked dejected. You think you gave a good answer, don't you? Yep. Smoke. Why are you hitting me? I'm your fucking superior. You deserve it. Yes. Let's see. Is it this island? Is this the island? This is the island. Subjectively very alarming amount of dots. I wonder how old is this? How old this is? From its appearance, it seems to be at least 1000 years old. It seems to be worth investigating, yes. I wish I could invest more money into research, but the military budget can't be cut. Yes, the military budget. It can be hard. Still, Musket owns these ruins. Eventually. You are right. Should we explore it now or send in an expedition? Exploring? What? Aren't you worried that the traps here might be still working? That just makes exploring more fun. Don't you know? If you put your life on the line, it's going to raise your adrenaline levels, in which case you are going to experience relief more heavily. It's rather exciting, isn't it? Nope. Well, I don't care. I'm a lass with a bow, and that's kinda enough. Also, what are those in her bats? Are those supposed to be dynamites? If you find useful weapons or something, it will strengthen our army. I wonder if you'll find treasure. Good, maybe. Yes. Ruins of Lars Andersen II. I'm Crooks, the most unfortunate of names, have called upon you. That alarming amount of dots. There was a stone statue of a lizardman where Crooks was pointing. Blech. Are these ruins of something built by the lizardman? It's too soon to know, but it's definitely interesting, yes. Those muscleheads don't have ruins. There's just a fort, and they'd rather huddle together in the swamp to build houses. Well, we won't know if we don't investigate. Yes. For now, we can leave the soldiers to protect the ruins. Afterwards, continue searching of the ruins did not turn up any new discoveries. Well, suck my eternal dick. Hissa versus Lars. Question mark. Don't tell me that's a firearm? So you know about muskets. I'm surprised to see a lizardman know about them. Alarming amount of dots. So you brought them back. Well, it cost a lot of time and money, and it's not perfect, but it's good enough to last in battle. But how do you know about them? Honestly, you are the last group I expected to be interested in these. Firearms just evolve and get more power until the whole world is consumed in flame. That's what lizardmen believe. Exclamation marks? So you are the reason that a lot of technology is lost to us then. Tell the army. Take the enemy leader alive. Do whatever you like to him, as long as he can still speak. Kill everyone else. No, leave no one alive. Destroy the pipe weapons they hold. Smash them so that they can never be pieced together. As soon as the battle ends, hand on anyone who is fled. That's all. Yeah, that's a lot of commands actually. I heard the rumors, but they are more vicious than I thought. I suppose we'll just have to show them the power of civilization. Hissa event. Hey Lars! The lizardman leader was somehow captured alive. Alright, I'll meet him now. Prison. Hissa was on his knees with his hands shackled behind his back. His entire body was covered in horrible wounds from his violent capture. An alarming amount of dots. Yo. Still a large number of dots. I have something to ask you. Dots. You guys aren't really opposed to Musket, right? I don't know if you felt threatened, but it's obvious you know what a gun is. Dots. You're nothing more than muscleheads compared to the intelligence of an average person. Why didn't you build a civilization using the lost technology of muskets if you guys were aware of their existence? Because we believe in dots. There are ruins on Is This an Island? And there is a statue of a lizardman there. Exclamation mark! That got a reaction. Did you see the inscription? Inscription? As firearms evolve, they will become weapons of mass destruction. Yeah, firearms, not fucking thermonuclear ballistic missiles or something. No, firearms! They will become weapons of mass destruction, which will burn the world until there is nothing remaining. Yes, firearms. It's our folklore. It's very stupid, just as we are. Weapons of mass destruction. Yes, that sounds entirely correct and achievable and very fun. Lars furrowed his brow for a moment. Lisa suddenly lunged forward and sunk his fangs into Lars' shoulder. Ah, a mild inconvenience. At least they attacked the shoulder that is not covered in fucking plate. So, are you a left-handed fireman? I mean, if you are firing the musket, this is the part that is exposed. That is what you should actually cover. Because this part is not going to get hit as much as this one, and also this is the part which is going to move a lot. You know, because that is what you are using to shoulder your rifle, fire it, and then stuff whatever the fuck is you are firing out of the gun into the barrel. So having the armor on there is not a good idea. Anyway, gah! The prison guards around Lars began stabbing at Hissa with their spears. Hissa released his bite on Lars and made an attempt to escape while dodging them. You put me in shackles. There are bodies which can regenerate, and this is one of them. Hissa continued to ride with the shackles on. While slower than a horse running on all fours, his claws was impossible for him to catch up with. After him! Lars was suddenly assaulted with a wave of dizziness. His body began to lose strength until he collapsed on the ground. Damn it! Is this poison? Oh my! Lizardmen possess a poison similar to reptiles. Reptiles don't possess poison. Okay, some reptiles possess poison, like a few snakes, for example. Few, actually. Most snakes don't possess poison, funnily enough. It's not their main way of killing stuff. Weirdly enough, there are more percentage-wise, there is more poisonous insects than poisonous reptiles. The guards on his first aid immediately saw Lars didn't die. However, he could not pursue Hissa, who was able to escape. Inconvenient. Infirmary. What a relief, you almost died. I was getting ready to party and shit, but no, you have to fucking survive, you resilient son of a bitch, no. Get taste of my blood dynamite thingamajiggies. Where? The lizard man leader got away and I almost died from poison. You should be happy to be still alive. Because I am not. Gamer word. I underestimated their ability to regenerate. Shit. No. Oh my. Did you? Also, if he was actually in a cage, how the fuck did he Well, how was this actually working out? Like, you captured the lizard man. The usual proceedings is to put him in a cage where he cannot get out easily. Or better, into a fucking pit. Like, you know, an actual fucking dungeon. An oubliette, if you will. So how the fuck did he get away? Like, Be that as it may, yeah, there is something in the ruins of... Did you discover something interesting? Yeah, but it might be a trick. There is no harm finding it out, though. You're just going to trust your intuition anyways, right? Yeah. Deep sigh. Exclaimed Margaret with a different pronunciation. It's fine. I'm a little curious about lizard memories when they don't normally build civilizations. We should create a budget so it doesn't hinder the war effort and investigate. How creating a budget is not going to hinder the war effort, bitch? You're going to take that budget out of something else. So is it going to be from you know, keeping up trade routes? We are at fucking total war with each other. Actually, we are not at total war with the Empire. So yeah, are we going to not maintain trade routes, for example, making trade worse and thus people getting less supplies, like, you know, food? Should we make the people's life worse just for the seeking of knowledge? Because if we are not going to hinder the war effort with that budget, then it needs to be drawn from somewhere else, and there is not much else besides war in a total war. Anyway, yeah, I leave it to you. Just like usual, bitch. Understood, I also have an excavation team. I'm Krugs of the most unfortunate names. What's the archaeological excavation team? Yeah, sure, why not? Lars Anderson II of the Musket Empire thingamajig, yes. What's wrong, bitch? The letter has arrived from Carol, who is the appointed leader of the excavation team. Whom I don't know who it is. It seems progress has been made. Let's go then. Understood, I will take the preparation. What kind of person is Carol anyways? Homosexual. Sorry, when I was assembling the excavation team, he said was an archaeologist and asked to participate. Okay, everybody who can tell a ritual object from a non-ritual object is an archaeologist. So that's not much of an achievement, at least in this day and age. Anyway, he aced my written exam. And when I interviewed him, he made advances to my non-existent chest, so I bashed him with this metal stick. He's not going to have offspring anymore. Anyway, he had a solid understanding, so I appointed him as the leader to command the team on site. I'm looking forward to meeting him. Immediately, we are going to teleport. Whoosh! Is this ruins? Ah, hi, archaeologist. I'm going to recruit you, I guess. I've been waiting for you, Mr. Lars Anderson II of the Musket Empire. Something important. It's an honor to meet you. And your face, especially your face. Yes. Oh, so you are Carol, which is definitely not Karen male-wise. I heard about you from Crooks of the most unfortunate names. Everybody hates her. You should not advance on him. Yes, him, her, it. She's a thing, an object. We are going to objectify her from now on. So yes. I heard you made progress. Yes, yes. This way, please. Whoa! A hidden passage. Nice. And beyond is a stone monument. At this stone monument. The monument is made of black stone and engraved with never before seen letters, and the image is of large mushroom-like images. Ah! Nuclear explosion thingamajigs. As expected, it's like nothing I've seen before. Alarming amount of dots. Carol of the male version of the Karen. Can you decipher this? Yes, with an alarming amount of dots after it. Really? It's not completely decipherable, but what the monument is trying to convey When weapons development reaches a certain point, it will engulf the world in flames. Which is nice. It's very hot and cozy. And it said, if you couldn't decipher it, then why the fuck are you able to construct proper sentences about it? And it says civilization should not be allowed to flourish to prevent development of these weapons. Okay, sure. There might be some mistakes in the translation here and there, but nah, that's still very fucking high level translating a language that you probably didn't have any sort of contact before. Anyway, what's this mushroom-like picture? Perhaps it is the shape of the flame which burns the world. So that's why the lizard men view Musket as an enemy. It is because of this legend that no civilization has been allowed to last. You are quite skilled, Carol. Let's recruit you for quite a lot of money. I don't think it could be deciphered. Archaeology has been in my family for generations, and we've deciphered many ancient languages. Apparently like Japanese. One of my ancestors might have visited this site. This is the first time I've seen actual writing. Congratulations, you are a bullshit level anime archaeologist think who can just do that stuff, even though we are still unable to decipher, I don't know, Mesopotamia completely. At least the written form. Well, it is just the written form that we have left. But yeah, it has been around for quite ages. The translating community, that is, and we still don't know shit. So yeah, you are awesome. You even passed Crook's test. Yeah, I think Crook's test is less of an achievement than fucking translating a thing that we haven't found any sort of connection before. But yeah, go ahead. Mr. Lars Anderson, the second Emperor of the Musket, yada yada yada. The excavation is not complete yet, but you can leave the rest to your subordinates here. I personally would prefer to leave this place and be recruited by you for a hefty sum. Why? I want to join your forces for a hefty sum. You want to fight for a hefty sum? Yes, I'm always looking for new ruins for a hefty sum. I've always dreamt of being the very first person to set foot in an ancient ruin for a hefty sum. I don't know what that feels like either, except we just did when visiting this ruin because I led the fucking charge. Mr. Lars, Anderson of the second Musket, yada yada yada. There is no need to be concerned for my safety. You are not the only one to unearth a musket. I see. It should be fine then. I'm grateful for this opportunity to expand my my financial opportunities. Carol has joined your forces. Watch archaeologists. So many fucking events. Tavern. Hey, there is something I wanted to ask for a while now. What do you want to know? Margaret of different pronunciation. Why do you continue to follow Lars? Crooks of the most unfortunate of names. Bearer of no gender. And boobs. Most importantly, boobs. Is it strange? He's a crazy idiot chasing an unreasonable dreams of actually conquering this world, of which we have half of it already. Just to put it out. Okay, not half of it, more like 1/3 of it. I agree, he's an idiot, and he doesn't advance his own sexually, which is very annoying. You are really smart, aren't you, Crooks, of the most unfortunate names? Of whom we shall not address any gender to. Why do you think Lars, Anderson of the second glorious leader of the Musket faction, does so many stupid things? Lars, of so many names, isn't crazy so much as he just lacks academic ability. He is actually stupid. He's a dum-dum. He unearthed the musket, learned how to operate it, and now he's obsessed with it. And he's making a lot of musketeers, for reasons unknown. He's not very good at it. And he says he's an archaeologist. Yeah, he can tell from a musket from everything else, so he's an archaeologist, didn't you know? He never studied at a college, which apparently exists. He just lost to X4 and self-proclaimed archaeologist. As a self-proclaimed archaeologist. If one were to judge him as an archaeologist, it would be something like Carol, me, an impenetrable wall, Lars. Okay, sure. That's going too far, Cruz of most unfortunate names. I'm going to put this very thin blade up your arse and you're going to enjoy it because that's going to be the first sexual experience for you, I presume. No, you are wrong also. However, Lars is very self-motivated. Like, he's very ambitious. He does stuff whilst we don't. Self-motivated. Yes, no matter how hard one studies archaeology, there is no point to it unless there is a place to put it to use. Lars gives you that place. Yeah, he orders me around and shit. Which is a place where I go. Like you said, Lars is a foolish person, but even if he does foolish things, he creates opportunities for us. To exploit him. Yes. I see. And if he knows someone is more skilled, he'll entrust the job to them without a second thought. Yeah, that is kinda how the delegation works, but is also how exploiting works. It's very easy to work with him. Yeah, he just dumps every work on you and you do whatever you want. I never thought about it that way before because I never served under. How? Don't worry, Margaret, of a different pronunciation. You're going to serve him right, in the bed. Probably with the mage, because Lars's preferences are not established yet. What? There are no romantic feelings between Lars and me. It is just business. Sexual business. Which is not yet done, either. But we are going to. Hopefully. Yes. Where did that come from? From her ass. She's speaking through her ass. Haven't you noticed? It's not like that. So you are saying that there is romantic feelings between them. Lars is just a friend. Yeah, that's what she said. Is that so? Yes, that's what you said. I'm not interested in, so I won't judge. Yeah, you are interested in far more dubious things, I presume. With the thighs of yours, and hands of yours, and feet of yours. You're kinda fucked up, to be perfectly honest. But is that okay? What is? If Lars finds a girl he likes, he will pursue her without hesitation, because he's a dum-dum. He does things. He seems to be a flirtatious man who likes to boast, and all of his dating attempts are sunk in a short amount of time. I know. I experienced it firsthand, hence why am I very interested in explosives and sharp weapons. However, if he keeps shooting, one will find its mark eventually. Like what he does with his musket. If he shoots a woman, he's definitely going to have that woman for him afterwards. Either as a meal or something else. Or maybe you are just not interested in men. Which would open very good opportunities for you, yes. The Yuri opportunities. With fluffy ears and shit. What are you saying? Are you proposing? Are you suggesting? Are you trying to make a deal? No, your only choices have been Lars and Magnat. And the vast amount of people we have recruited. And the vast amount of people in the fucking world. I mean, the fuck are you talking about? Alarming amount of dots signifying Margaret's disdain of the notion that there is no other man, even though there is a fuck ton of men out of there. Maybe not in the room and not in the conversation we have, but though Carol is there. And technically there is Herman too. She could be a scaly. No judge. What do you mean? There is no deep meaning. Even if you stay still, time will pass. And no matter how you move, the actions you take have consequences. Basic bitch-ass stupid things that are technically truth, but tell nothing actual about the situation. You know, stuff that Eastern masters says to their pupils, so they shut the fuck up and do their thing. Anyway, alarming amount of dots showing disbelief that this supposedly very intelligent woman is saying bullshit like that. I don't like this roundabout way of speaking. I'm just trying to say, don't live a life you will regret. Once more with the fucking sage one-liners. I don't believe in fate at all. Alarming amount of dots. Even if you say that sentence shouldn't be finished. Ah! What about these fucking events coming out of this? Is it a visual novel now? Have I finished the game and it turned into a fucking visual novel? Oh my fucking god. Drink. Eat. Drink once again. Sorry, I just did this. I did it very bad, actually. When the crooks arrives at the tavern after being called there by Lars, she finds the interior was decorated with all kinds of colors and decorations. Baghdad and Margaret with a different pronunciation were also there with Lars. Oh, you came, crooks of the most unfortunate of names. Hey! Hey, crooks. Whose parents fucking hate her. And now we cannot explain the gender because Lars decided so. As a welcome, finely chopped colored paper fell like snow from above. What? Snow from above, sorry. What is this tomfoolery? Cease thy faggotry at once. Is this some kind of event that I have been invited to? How dare you, I am antisocial. And despite the fancy decorations, there are only 4 of us in here. Is this going to be a gangbang? Should I undress? I should do so immediately. I studied something called the Book of God relating to the teaching of Aukus. Of Kokus. Which is coconut in Hungarian, by the way. Exclamation mark! To be honest, it's too difficult for me to understand. Because I'm a dum-dum. I don't have any formal education. I'm kinda stupid. And thus, I cannot really understand written language. I see and you don't. But I think that you also possess and so do I. Question mark? Once a year there is something like a day families would spend together. They'd give each other presents, prepare delicious meals and so on. I think it's wonderful to have a day like that once a year. Or maybe like a lot of times of the year. There is Easter, there is Christmas, that's 3 days actually. There is New Year. There is Mother's Day. Which technically is supposed to be just for the mothers, but that's usually a reason for people to get together, you know. Like. Family meetings, that's what I'm trying to get. 2. What else? Yeah, there is a lot more than 1 days a year to meet your fucking family. Anyway. Exclamation mark. And that's why I thought it was a good idea for us to, at Musket, to spend it today with our families and loved ones instead of doing like conquest and killing and plundering. And give each other our gratitude and presents. Yes. Me? I'm Dot's family. No. My family hates me and they gave me this stupid name, of which I should be remembered as the one whose name we should speak with the most disdain. You know, like a fucked up Voldemort. Well, I think I told you before. The three of us are from an orphanage and are not related by blood, which means we can fuck each other without any problems. Yes. There is not going to be incest around. You should join, or actually you shouldn't. You're a furry. I don't know who my blood parents or siblings are, or if they actually exist. You could be made by magic. You know? You could be just a summon. Like that guy is a summon. Anyway, because of that I don't care about race or blood ties. Oh my. What matters is whether or not there is a bond, and we should do bondage. All together. We should fixate each other into a ball of love and nude bodies, yes. With shibari. An alarming amount of dots showing that Crux is actually not definitely totally part of this. She's having second, third, fourth, and innumerable amount of thoughts in joining Lars' stupid idea. That's all. Now you can go. I said my piece. I made my promises. And now we need to rest. I'm not certain what you like, Crux, and nor do I care. You are going to be bound up by ropes and shit. But here is my present I prepared for you. I'm gonna hold it near my crotch because it's very heavy and it's definitely my dick in it. Lars looked shy as he pulled something like a necklace from one of his shirt. You fucking boof. Look what I found. Is this a dog tag? Am I your property now? Should I rejoice? I'm going to rejoice. Lars is also wearing one. Okay, this is getting weird. Is this going to be this switch thing when you go from top to bottom? And that's why both of you are going to have tags? You idiot! To give her something like that is, well, it's kind of kinky. At the orphanage, we wore our identification card with our name and the number around our necks. Because why do you have numbers if you are in an orphanage? Are orphans an export good that need to be freaking serial numberized? The fuck? What is up with your world? When I lived there, I was unhappy with how we were treated like livestock. Yes, that's actually something you should have been very unhappy with. Also, why did they treat you like livestock? Like, orphanage, it's... Unless it's a governmental thing, you are definitely going to be in the care of people who actually care. That's why orphanages are made. Unless it's for worse reason, in which case you probably have PTSD and also you are not a virgin back there. Anyway, but then the orphanage was consumed by the war. Thankfully. I hated that orphanage, but when it disappeared it felt like there was no longer a connection between the three of us. Ever since then, this identification tag became proof of the bond between the three of us. And now it's going to be the fourth. That's why Lars is always wearing it. Yeah, that. See? The dog tag. Crux of the most unfortunate names is always looking after me. Speaking third person to the person you are talking to. You are gay. I thought there was a bond between us, so I asked the craftsman from Asia to make one. Way too much amount of dots of describing Crux is bafflement of this fucker going to fucking Asia to get a goddamn dog tag. Even though it's literally get a shit on the top, punch in whatever the fuck you want, and that's it. Dog tags are very fucking easy to make. Crux had a downcast look. He realized that Lars is not just an idiot, but an idiot who is spending way too much money. Oh! Would a normal necklace have been better present for a girl? Yeah. Yeah, it would have been than a fucking dog tag. Do you even give her a serial number? Like, is Crux going to be remembered now by 648 or something? Are you going to take away her name and remember her by the fucking numbers instead? Are you going to take even that away from her? The very bad name that her parents gave her to make her forever alone. I mean, it's kind of good and bad at the same time, because now you are technically objectifying it, to the point of industrialization. No! I'm happy that you think of me that way. I guess. I just said that we are not really a thing, but now I have second, third, and an alarming amount of thoughts afterwards. Krug's eyes were full of tears because now she lost the very name of hers. To, what was it? 467? 468? Let's go with 468, that's easy to remember. So, 468's eyes were full of tears now that she lost the last of her humanity. Hey, don't cry. You are like us now. You are one of us. One of us. One of us. Today is supposed to be the day to enjoy oneself, right? That's right. So we are going to enjoy you ourselves. Indeed. Commence the gangbang. Oh, okay, and let's have drinks beforehand. I've got a cute little sister now, which we can do incest, I guess? Exclamation mark, question mark? What is it, Margaret, with a different pronunciation? You're looking at me like I'm Baghdad, some kind of scam, like insurgents and terrorists. Why are you looking like me at that? Are you horny, perhaps? No, it's just the look I save for sex offenders. Oh my. Considering that you are constantly having the same look, there is a lot of sex offenders in this world, including me. Wait, actually, she's not looking at me directly. She's looking past me. My window is a sex offender, holy shit. Bad window. Windows bad. Linux better. Hey! 3 people from the Self-Schlagner siblings. Because I joined them, I did describe myself as a sister. Yes, you are going to be the new family now. Instead of the previous family, which cursed me with the worst names ever. Well, I understand the originals, but remember, you are 468 now. Remember it. There are things which can be solved with reasoning alone. There are things which can be solved with reasoning, you say. You reason that. Yeah, for example, reasoning is useless if you get close to someone with dangerous sexual appetites. Like me, or Lars, or this guy. Or the locked door behind you. Looks menacingly to the side. Stop saying things to make her hate me. Or don't. Actually, I like misery porn. Well, isn't this nice? Yeah, this isn't nice actually, Lars. What the fuck are you talking about? The food is going to get cold. That is also not nice, Lars. I went to great lengths to prepare the turkey. Okay, is turkey a politically correct term to describe cactus people? And cake according to the ancient documents. Yes, ancient documents describing cake and turkey. Let's eat each other out. I'm out. I got the first piece with this very thin sword that is not a rapier per se, but it's very thin. Anyway, the 4 people from Musket forgot about the war for a time and enjoyed the party. Ah! After the modest party was over, Lars, Margaret of the different pronunciations, stepped outside for a fresh cold air. Today was a lovely day. Make love in the porch, I guess? Yeah, nah. What's wrong? You're right, and I'm left. Today was a wonderful day. Then why do you look like something is bothering you? I wonder if it would be okay for everyone to have such a wonderful day, regardless of whether they are a friend or foe. Stop with the World War I Christmas train of thoughts. What do you mean? In other words, it would be interesting to see what the other countries would do if we were to spread it to them. Well, if you spread it to the other countries, they are going to put something in there. Slightly less amount of that than I'm used to. Stop thinking so much about it. It will be fine. How other countries receive it depends on the country. Yeah. Family Day quickly spread across national borders due to rumors spread by Musket. Lion. Let's spend today with everyone, not just family members. Because everybody is family, because we are a big, furry group. Yeah. Yeah! Indeed, yes, good. Understood. Reindeer Empire. Slightly less those that we are used to. Good, good. My subjects get to be with their families. Good. Your Majesty. What is it, you weird-faced, die-hard bitch son of a cunt? The Royal Guards have finished preparations for a small party. If it's the Royal Guards who are doing that, how it's a small party? Exclamation mark of the most excellence. Very well. I'll be there soon with my very small breasts. Yes, I, Agnes, the Empress of the Reindeer Empire with the most magnificent of crowns and actually the only crown in this fucking game. Be my subject and get used to being subjected to this stuff of mine, which has a very bulbous end and nefarious purposes attached to it. Await your arrival at once. Sniffle. Hopt. Alfheim. Dot. I wonder what she is doing now with herself and that very long object. I'm going to use this to forget about the wars, yes. If this holiday had existed sooner, I wonder if she would have come back today. Maybe next year. Many of the countries happily accept it, however. Crime! With the most splendorous palaces, apparently. Lady, fuck that. It seems Family Day has become popular all over the world. Oh dear. What is up with my legs, apparently? Holy shit, what is up with those legs? What the fuck is up with her legs? Where is your waistline? Okay. What the fuck? Okay, those legs are fucked up. Those are really fucked up. As a budding artist myself, I can tell that those legs are... Yeah, it just looks weird. Like her butt should be like such. And it shouldn't like this. Yeah. It is fucked up. It is fucked up beyond belief. The lizards who despise religion will probably become enraged. No, they won't. They died. I conquered them already. Indeed. I myself, I'm hated by religion of things. But I don't hate myself, right? I love myself and my apparently very big boobs. In that case, let's enjoy ourselves with wine and prostitutes. Invite Maxley and her subordinates. They are going to be the prostitutes. For the first time in a long time, we will spend today together. As you command, I, Chula, with the most weirder of names, going to do that immediately. Yeah, wetlands, of course. Damn Musket bringing back this disease. We don't like their kind around the fucking redneck lizard man. Hey son, listen, don't you know that what day today is? Give me a present. I command you with my bubbles. Snap. Carol's advice. Okay, sure. Tavern. Mr. Lars. Oh, Carol. Any new discoveries? No. However, I'd like to offer some advice. Suck my dick. Advice? Have you given a thought into invading the Demon Realm before? Yes, we are going to do that. After everyone else. I'd like to attack, but Marguerite is against it. I've never found any records of demons invading human lands. They are surprisingly pacifist. Let's attack. You are surprisingly militant. You archaeologist of you. Are you sure you are not something else? Maybe, how do they say it, a spy or something? It would be very inconvenient for your health if you would be just a instigator of some sort. According to some documents, I guess there are ancient ruins on Icar Islands with the Demonlands. That's very tempting indeed, but so are the demons. Like, have you seen them? They are scantily dressed. They will definitely be an obstacle to any excavation. I don't think they let humans into their territory to investigate their ruins, even if they ask nicely. So, yeah, Muskets it is. Later, though. They are demons. Even if they decided to wait 1000 years, we are still at war. You won't be blamed for the attack. This isn't an era where we need a cause to attack anyways. It's not like I'm totally opposed to attacking, but I do have one more concern. How strong are they? Yeah. According to records, there have been several human invasions to the Timor realm, and they all ended in total disaster. There is no doubt they are powerful, but if we unify the human world, then our power will be greater. You are speaking my language, great instigator of archaeologist thingamajig. Also, you are not an archaeologist, Lars. You're definitely not. Well, it's your decision. Also, there is one more order of business. Ooh! I also found reference to an archaeological site called Diocletian on the island of Scandia in my documents. That's great. I'd like to read those documents sometime. I'm sorry, but I can't allow it. Disconcerting amount of dots. They are very precious, so I guess there is no way you would give them to someone else, especially if they are inherited from your ancestors. Thank you for understanding. Also, thank you for being an idiot and not just confiscating it like usually people do when they are in high power, such as Lars. Well, you can instigate Scandia for now, right? Yes, alright. Oh no. Mahjong event, oh my. Are we going to have like 6 more events in the same thing? I think we could handle that, we have the time. Anyway, Musket 4 camp. Hey! Hasn't it been a while since the four of us played Mahjong? Fearful Jolt! Urgh. I think too. I think so too. Are you guys okay? You look pale. Oh, Mahjong. That would be fun. Clucking sounds. The four of them sat around the table mixing tiles. This tile. What's wrong? Was it always so shabby looking? Don't be silly. How to put this? This tile seems to have lost its luster. Maybe it's just old. We used it to do this every night. That's why it's faded. Tremble! That's right. Earthbound. Alarming amount of dots. Stare. No! Obviously material is different from before. Flinch. Don't be silly, crooks of the most unfortunate of names. You are being an idiot, and that's my job. Stop taking my job. We don't like your kind around here. Hey, let's get started. It doesn't matter. Let's continue. Crooks of the most unfortunate of names, who we should remember as 468, I just remembered. Lars and Bogdad raised their hands defensively as the conversation continued. Yes, the previous Mahjong tiles were made of dragon fangs, but these tiles are cheap stones. Dragon fang is very valuable. In fact, they are more valuable than you are. Sorry, Commissar, my mistake. Okay, that was from Call of Duty 2, by the way. Well, kind of. Anyway, is that so? Ow. Come on, you guys. Oh, okay. Are you hiding something from me? Haha, there is no way I'd be do something like that, right? Then why are these tiles replaced with cheap ones? That's alarming out of this. Hey Crooks, how much is a Dragon Fang Mahjong tile worth? The Mahjong is classified as lost technology dating back to 1200 years ago. They are well preserved, and if Dragon Fangs were used, including historical and artistic value, a rough estimate of its value would be around 100,000. That's a fair amount of money. 100 grand, you say? Hey, don't be absurd. There is no way anyone could afford that, even if that's what they are worth, right? No, they would easily go for that much if they were put on an auction for Bertilos technology collectors in the imperial capital, Orgia. If they are so valuable, why didn't you say anything? I wasn't asked. Or maybe Lars Anderson II, the glorious leader of the Musket faction, or knew their value. Where did the real ones go? Glaring a hole into his chest, because she lacks one. Well, answer me, N-word. Otherwise, I won't be able to control myself and either blow up or blow you. I lost them. How? You've taken such a good care of them until now. After the last battle, they were gone. Find them. Now. Go find them. Eep. Understood. Let's go, Baghdad. Yeah. Hey, Margaret with a different pronunciation. What if we can't find them? Keep looking until you find them. Don't come back until you find them. Margaret, of the different pronunciation, began throwing cheap mahjong tiles at them. Lars and Baghdad quickly left the room. Hoof hoof. Good grief. Those two. Please call them Margaret of a different pronunciation. I get upset, and when I get upset, I de-upset myself with this rod. This isn't being calm. Outside. Hey, what are you going to do? We won't find them. We have no choice to pretend to search desperate until Margaret with the different pronunciations anger subsides. In that meantime, let's engage in a homoerotic relationship. Look, why don't we just be honest? Because I'm a lying piece of shit. Also, do you really think she'd forgive us if we were honest? You are probably right. Listen, let's drop some mud on ourselves and plead that we tried our best to find them. Even if you are tortured, you can never tell the truth, okay? Otherwise, I'm going to do worse torture on you, especially your butthole. That's the only way we'll survive this. Confirm. Alarming out of that. Okay. What's wrong? You don't seem happy about expanding your territory. This has left a bad taste in my mouth. We've killed a lot of child soldiers, that is. Also, they were furries. Like, they're kinda cute. Besides being a furry. Fighting against child... Yeah, that's what I talked about. And they are the same race as 468. Definitely. But it couldn't be helped. They were assholes. Their distrust of humans was too strong and they refused to negotiate. Where is 468? Negotiating with the survivors to prevent act of terrorism. I hope it works. Otherwise, we are going to have child slaves. Furry child slaves. Can summon dogs. This is way more fucked up than I remember. Yeah. Lion encampment. It's been a long time, bish. Shays. Somewhat less alarming amount of dots. Why are you helping humans? Do you bear a grudge against your own kind? In the past, 468 was curious and interested in other cultures, but she kept to herself and was avoided by those. Therian troops. Ancient ruins of Scandinavia 4 years ago. This place gave me the creeps. This is exciting. We can take as many treasures as we want. I'm going to take that lion mural. It looks fantastic. I'm going to piss on it. Treasure is nice, but aren't those traps dangerous? Clutter. Who's there? Alarming auto dots. Humans. The creatures whose skin Why the fuck would you do that? There is not much fur on them. Like, okay, they can take their legs, maybe their hands, and that's it. Why the fuck else would they skin them? Human skin, I can more than assure you, is not going to look good after it's taken off of the human. You can make small objects with it that doesn't actually resembles them, but having just their skin for reasons, I mean, there are better ways. And also, I don't think people could tell the fucking difference between a therianthrope skin and a human one unless they actually just put it on display. Like, would you put a cat girl's flayed skin on display? Seriously. What you would do with those skins, because they are actually not furry, aka not good for rags and wall hangers, you would make things out of them. Boots, quivers. Actually, human skin quivers were supposedly what the Scythians did. The whiter the quiver, the higher you were in the food chain. But that wouldn't actually look too good, first. Second, it people couldn't tell the difference between the human and the therianthrope one. So, once again, it's kind of stupid. Oh, it's a therianthrope child. We run into a cute therianthrope girl. Let's do exceptional things to her orifices. Why is a young lady here? Yeah. What are you doing alone in a place like this, little girl? Looks at her menacingly with a slightly raise in her pants. It's dangerous. You could have been raped and shit. Blocks of exit. I'm just investigating out of personal curiosity. She is just like you. Yeah, she is a furry girl. She's just like me. Asshole. Are you also an archaeologist, young lady? Archaeologist? What? That's what humans call those who search through ruins. Alarming out of dots. Yes, that's correct. Listen to me. I understand your interest in the ruins, young lady, but it's reckless for a little girl to be here. Because, you know, we could be here and do very bad things to you. Don't you understand how dangerous we are? He is right. Do you want me to take you back to hometown and do despicable things to you? No, thank you. But you guys, are you archaeologists? I'm just here to keep this guy company. And I'm here to keep that guy company. Also, well, I'm kind of one. A self-proclaimed one. I unearthed this musket, so I'm an archaeologist, you see. I see, indeed. What's your name? I am Lars Andersen II, soon-to-be leader of the muskets. And you? Uh, well, my name is Crooks. Well done, Lars Andersen, the second glorious soon-to-be leader of the Musket faction, which is apparently going to be a thing. How many years ago do you think this site was built? Yeah? I think it was about 2000 years ago based on the features carved on the walls, but this civilization is what I think. But I'd like to hear your thoughts, Lars. Yeah, I would like to hear my own too, but they have been most definitely defined by your very own. Or mutant. Something like that. Sorry, thinking is not going to happen after this point. Well, I'd better check outside. Is she a monster? Now that I realize she has those weird fluffy ears, she might be able to summon wolves out of thin air. That would be nice. To have such incredible knowledge also, I think. She might have been just speaking bullshit all of this time, and me being very stupid, I couldn't tell the difference. but I will give her the benefit of the doubt and think that she's actually intelligent. Yes. Wow. Lars Anderson II, glorious soon-to-be leader of our Musket faction, was utterly defeated by a therianthrope girl. I should do things to her. On the road. On the very thin road, actually. That's a fucking thin road. What it is made for? Slugs? There are ruins in a place like that? The world is huge. Yeah, that's where I found this. What is that? A weapon called a musket. It's really powerful. It shoots bullets. Well, the drawback is it can fire as rapidly as a bow. Or a sling. Or a crossbow. Or you just chucking shit. It is basically the slowest reloading weapon ever made. It does punch through shit though. Amazing. Chicken amazing sandwich, yes. I want to go to those ruins too. We should almost be at the settlement by now. My people are becoming more on the edge because of the conflict with Pongal. Even if I explained, they wouldn't be very welcoming. This is far enough. Wait. Uh, one with the most unfortunate of names that I will be renaming in the future. What is it? Ah, well. Would you like to be my assistant? Assistant? Until now, I've been had to turn around whenever there was a dangerous trap, but she could probably disarm them, or I could use her as human shield. Yes, why didn't I thought this before? I could be using a factor of human shields to get through the goddamn traps and get to the treasures, and keep them all to myself, because the people I have brought along, telling them that they are going to have treasures, are dead to the traps. Oh my. There is no doubt she is also talented. With her ass. I hope. Please be my assistant, Miss name that I'm not going to pronounce from this point on, and we'll be going to find a replacement for it soon enough. Isn't that being too forward? Shut up! How do you call people who are under somebody? Okay, I will shut up. What? Really? Yes, if you want, if you'll have me. In very different ways that you are actually envisioning. If I stay here, I'll never learn more about the cultures and ancient civilizations of other races. But if seriously, I don't mind. Aren't you worried about your safety? We could and will, in fact, do stuff to you. Possibly next to that stone there. Stop talking too much. It's hurting my small brain. Let's go already. And for 6-8, we go running back the way they came from. Never to see their friends again. Hey, don't you want to say anything to your friends? Fuck 'em. I'm sorry, Collie, but I don't want to stay on the island anymore. I see. Let's go then. Very well. No, it's nothing like a grudge. I'm here because I can make the most use of my talents here. Is that so? My leader, Lars Anderson II, the most glorious leader of the Musket faction and the renamer of mine, never wanted an all-out war with Lion. But you stupidly opposed them. He's not the kind of person who sees therianthropes as furs, more like furries. The best proof is how well treated I am, especially around my crotch area. Arming of dots. Will Scandia find peace? Yes, I promise. Like literally, the fighting is over. If you don't fight them, they are not going to fight you because, well, you are not fighting back. They're kinda bullies. The mountain won't be destroyed. Got it. It's a promise. Yes. Sorry. 468. I forgot that you have been renamed. Are you happy with Musket? Indeed, I am. Also with this road. I'm very happy with this road. I bear very good memories in Lonely Nights. It's where I belong, and my road belong in Lonely Nights. I see. Then it's fine. Lion disbanded when it surrendered. Sure. Yeah, sure, I'm going to watch it. Ancient ruin Deucalion. These ruins are similar to where I met Crooks. Sorry, 468. It looks much older though. According to my family's research, this site was built by the ancestors of the Therianthropes. Really? So the site until this would really belong to the lizardmen? Probably. I didn't know. Even rich races which don't bother with culture and civilization used to do that. That's very ignorant of you, thinking that the lizardmen don't have any civilization or culture. Whatever the fuck they do is their culture. Just saying. Anyway, alarming amount of dots. Do you have an idea? No, not really. I'm still only at the point of hypothesis. Are you curious to see the ruins your family has already investigated? Yes. There are things I want to see with my own eyes. What's in this ruin? I could tell you the answer now, but let's just see for ourselves instead. It is Samuel's book, which had been passed down for generation to generation in hand. Carol easily disarms the traps. It should be behind this door. What is that? In the dome-shaped hall, there was a huge statue of a monstrous wolf-like dragon. Is it a wolf, is it a monster, or is it a dragon? Fucking make up your mind. Did the Therianthropes' ancestors have ability to create such elaborate statue? It's too soon to be surprised. This isn't some kind of sculpture or a stone statue. What do you mean? It's still being investigated, but it's probably some kind of fossil. A fossil? I don't know how far back in time it can be traced. It's assumed it used to move around and be alive in the past. Do you think some kind of beast turned into the dragon statue and was worshipped? Is it some kind of demon? Slightly less alarming although that's... It's too soon. Would you worship a monster because it died and turned into a statue? Whether it's a demon or animal, no species can continue to exist without at least a minimum viable population. Well, the stone statue was once alive and there is no other creature like it. It's not that it went to extinct. Shun. It's an exciting discovery, but I don't understand this at all. If this site was built by the Therianthropes, then this creature must be some connection with them. Is it a Therianthrope guardian deity or something? Is it really a fossil? Isn't it just some stone statue made by the Therianthropes? We will analyze it in detail to find out. I'll leave it to you. Mr. Lars Anderson, the second glorious leader of the Musket faction and my most financially stable patron. Huh? Have you decided whether you are going to invade the realm of demons? Alarming out of dots. Slightly less alarming out of dots. Have this. Kara handed Lars the annual down describing the location of old ruins in the demon country in great detail. Icaria Island has appeared. Wrestling event, of course. Tavern. In her spare time, Margaret, with a different pronunciation, had taken up reading old books about martial arts from Arts. Ever since, Margaret, with a different pronunciation, treated his leg. Arts has acted like an obedient younger brother and dresses Margaret, of a different pronunciation, like an older sister. Hey, this octopus hold technique. Margaret with a different pronunciation. That wrestling technique isn't very useful. Why? It relies on the opponent remaining still. I doubt it could be used in an actual fight. They might be less showy, but if you know them, it would be better to use a triangle chokehold or an arm hook. I know there won't be many opportunities to use this in combat, But it can still be used if it's not a real fight, right? Is there something you want to use it on? One use would be for strangling two absolute idiots. Is that so? Those guys, they are so inconsiderate. They keep a lot of secrets from me. I think it would be useful for punishing them. Alarming out of that, showing this guy's fear, knowing that what is going to come to them. I don't think it can be used for that. Ah! Scorpion Deathrock. That's a cool name for a technique. I see. First, use a backdrop and then pin the enemy while they are on the ground. I wonder if they'll try something soon. I really want to use it. Suddenly, there was a sound of popping joints and stretching. Alarming out of dots, showing the concern of Arts towards his supposed older sister fucking up her joints. I want to pry, but I get the feeling I ended up having that technique tested on me instead. What the heck is this Romero special? The guy looks like a suspended ceiling. I just remembered some urgent business somewhere over here. Wait! Oh, okay. From now on, Arts would regularly assess Margaret with a different pronunciation, with learning new techniques. Theory of evolution, sure. Tavern. Lars is usually laughing when reading the lost technology of trashy novels, but today he's running off with serious expression. What are you reading? An old book I borrowed from 468. Is it a novel or comics? It's a scholarly book about the theory of evolution or something. Basically, it's about how man came to be. The book talks about things like... so you actually read some serious stuff too. I haven't been able to keep up with with what 468 and Carol talks about lately. Your pride was hurt. And so you got that book? Well, there was something which caught my attention. Something caught your attention? According to ancient research, it was an established theory that monkeys change their class to become humans. Sure. However, if we assume that that's correct, then there will be various inconsistencies. Inconsistencies? Margaret with a different pronunciation. Would you list all of the intelligent races? Don't surprise me like that. Intelligent races. Yeah, there's lizardmen, therianthropes, dwarves, elf, frogs, fairies, demons, and us humans, right? In the past, there were also fish and bird people. And according to legend, there may have been a race of angels who split the world in two, but that's about it. So what? If humans evolved from monkeys, what did lizardmen evolve from? Possibly lizard, like the thing in the name. Crocodiles? Supposedly, birds evolved from crocodiles. I can't make any sense of this. According to the theory of evolution, fish, amphibians, there are various terraces here, mammals, or something like that. However, the intelligent race I mentioned earlier was no prior form. It doesn't follow the process of evolution. Then the crocodiles and lizards become lizardmen, and the intelligent frog become from frogs? That's unknown. In the first place, there is no way to know if the theory of evolution itself is correct. So you are trying to discover the truth. I'm only satisfying my personal curiosity. Carol is the kind of creepy person who is way too interested in this. Correct. Honestly, it doesn't matter to me. War even. Okay, sure. Office. Oh good, you are here, Carol. Ah, Mr. Lars. There is something I'd like to ask. Okay. What do you think started this war? I can't say anything certain yet. There was a time when the world was peaceful and unified as one without war. And it is a well-established theory that something happened which began the war which continues today. Yeah. I think there is a fundamental mistake in that theory. A mistake? The war is said to have lasted 1000 years. Why has it never ended? Well, it's because there are many countries, right? And the barriers between races is huge. Are those really the only reasons? The lizardmen are belligerent and yet have no desire to rule.
Therian troops are not even warlike, says the guy about the child soldier faction. Elves are peaceful as long as they live undisturbed in their forest. There is no large-scale rivalry among demi-humans. At most, the lizardmen will hunt the elves and the Therian troops. There are no records of demons having ever waged war. In other words, rather than view it as a war having never ended, it's more like something keeps restarting the war. Something is restarting the war? Well, I can't really say it more because it's just hypothesis. I wonder if it will become clear when Mr. Lars unifies the world. Alarming enough of dots. What do you think will happen after I unify the world? Alarming enough of dots. I don't know if it's okay to say this, but there will probably be another war in the not so distant future. That's stupid. Well, it's beyond our ability to comprehend. You say there is something beyond our ability to comprehend. Is it a so-called god? No, I don't believe there is a god. But I do believe there is something beyond our understanding, and I will definitely discover the truth behind it, because I am my protagonist and you are the actual one. Well, do your best. I will, and I'm certain we will discover what it is after you unify the world. So if I unify the world, it will only lead to more war. That's preposterous. Okay. End of love lies. Musket, headquarters. May I make a suggestion? What's wrong? You look even more serious than usual. How long are you planning to keep those leeches? Leeches? Is that some kind of pest? Alarming out of dots. From the standpoint of Musket, there is something similar to a pest, right? Who are you talking about? Creek. Crooks was interrupted by the door open and a fat man entered. Oh. If it isn't the worthless fat pig Horaz. You're right. It is the worthless fat pig Horaz. I am that person, indeed. Confused expression. You sure are submissive. Mr. Lars, it's almost time. That's right. Sorry, 468. I have an appointment to get to. An appointment. I'm going to play golf with a pig. Golf? Don't you know what it is, 468? Golf is a lost technology sport. This worthless pig here taught me. I see. Oh, right. Do you want to come too, 468? Really? No, Don't be shy. You have to stretch your wings sometimes. You have wings, by the way. Bioengineering, am I right? That's right. You should be a caddy. Caddy? Ah. Sorry, Horaz. Before I go, I'll leave a message. Go on ahead. Understood, my master of most dominating postures. Lars left the tavern, leaving Horaz and Cruz alone together. There is no way this leech already warmed his way in. Lady 468, it's nice to meet you. I'm the worthless fat leech named Horaz. I'm pleased to make your acquaintance. Smirk. Audible smirk. Exclamation mark. End of low lies part 2. Okay, sure. A straight in Noakis. In Musket, 468 manages the budget, and Margaret, with a different pronunciation, oversees the handling of money. The only money Lars is allowed to use is the monthly allowance Margaret gives him. I don't even have enough money to go drinking. Mr. Lars, what's the matter? My bad, Horaz. I don't think I have enough money to do anything. Is that so? You can relax. I'll cover the cost for tonight. Hey, no matter how much, it's uncool for a leader to let their subordinates treat them. That's not true, Mr. Lars. I want to repay you however I can. And I don't think that would make you uncool. The real problem lies with Mrs. Margaret with different pronunciation. That's what I think anyways. She's such a miser. Well, since you're offering, let's go drinking. I know where a good place is. Don't worry about the cost. As I expected, you're the master of the managing money for us. Not at all, it's not a big deal. Hehehe, I just laundered money I embezzled from Musket. What? I don't know what you do, but whatever the fuck I'm paying you is your money. You cannot embezzle or nor launder it. Unless I'm giving you an extra position at somewhere. Slightly less alarming amount of dots. That leech! If I don't do something... Musket headquarters. Margaret of a different pronunciation. What is it? How about increasing Lars' allowances? Maybe a more fitting amount for the leader of our forces. Did Lars ask you to say that? No, that's not it. Denied. Money is tight and that idiot would get carried away immediately. He's getting exactly what he deserves. I see. Something's hot here. Is something wrong, 468? No, it's not like that. Well, let's get back to work. I'd better look into this. That night. Strange, the account balances aren't matching. Musket funds are being stolen? No way. Is it that leech? Crooks investigated the origin of the money Horace gave to Lars, but there was no conclusive proof. Yeah, sure, vision above. Mr. Lars, the preparations for the excavations are finished. Oh, sorry, Carol. The investigation has been postponed for 1 month. Postponed? I have plans to play golf on that day. Horace and Gereon have been beating me a lot lately, so I'm hoping to turn things around. Fuck you, my most glorious leader, so it's like that. Let's postpone it for a month then. What a vexing person. What a fucker. In a field. Nice shit. As expected from you, Mr. Lars. If it had have flown 500 pixels. I have confidence in my driver. What the fuck? Well now, this is wonderful, but aren't you forgetting something important? Something important. The putter and the driver are both on the stroke. It's on function, but I'll be taking victory as well. You bastard. Oh well, I'll make up the difference with more distance at the start. Lars began walking towards the ball and the other two followed us few steps behind him. Both Margaret and Crooks have their guard up. Don't worry, Gereon. I have Lars in my palm of my hand. As I expected of you, Horace. That guy isn't stupid, but he can't resist his own desires. Too easy. It really is. Is anyone suspicious of us? The beast-eared caddy is desperately searching for the source of my money, but my money laundering skill is flawless. Glorious. She can't expose my corruption. It shouldn't take long to take over. We'll keep Lars alive as a decoration. Does that mean you'll be the one on top for us? What a clever play on words, Gereon. Lars does have a nice looking ass. What the fuck? We just need to deal with those troublesome women by hiring assassins to poison them. Bang! A gunshot wreck across the golf course. Twump! Horace was shot in the left side of the chest and collapsed to the ground. Horace? I used my recovery magic. Bang! A second gunshot rang out and Gereon was shot in the head. What happened? Lars went prone on the ground and cautiously looked around, but there was no sign of the assailant was still there. Staying alert towards his surroundings, Lars slowly approached where the other has fallen. Horace? Gereon? Hey, hold on! Lars checked the pulse, but they were both dead already. Musket headquarters. Margaret, what's wrong, Crooks? I'm sorry. Musket funds were misappropriated by someone. Exclamation mark! I tried looking for the criminal, but there were no clues. I wonder if it can be even recovered now. It's my fault, so please punish me harder, mommy. 468, calm down. It's not your fault. Besides, I think I know what's going on. Really? Don't worry about it anymore. After the attack, Lars ran for dear life back to the headquarters. It was a bad idea to play golf without an escort. I was almost assassinated. It seems there's a gun using assassin. Damn it! Horace was my source of money. To lose him in a place like that. Welcome back, Lars. Hey, Margaret with a different pronunciation. What's up? I'm in a bad mood. You baka? Eek! What's the matter, Margaret? You let lowlights come and snare you with lottery and steal your own army's money? Buha? You made 468 cry. I don't care. If this happens again, I'll light you on fire and toss you into a gunpowder storage. So prepare yourself. Gah! Then Margaret, with a different pronunciation, didn't hold back. Door opens, footsteps. Perplexed the question mark thing. Oh, look who it is, Carol. Mr. Lars, how did you get those injuries? It's nothing. Why do you smell like gunpowder? I just assassinated your two friends. They were postponing the fucking excavation, so I had to kill them. It's very personal, and you cannot do anything about it. I went hunting today to pass the time since the excavation of the ruins was postponed. Hunting. Did you catch any game? Yes, I did. I shot and killed two verminous big game animals. Really? I'm glad, shudder, at the realization of that their own army started to infight. That sent chills down my spine. Be that as it may, Mr. Lars, as I expected, excavating ruins suits me better than hunting. I see, it will be delayed next time. It's a promise, a soft smile, and a death glare. Alarming out of dots, showing Lars' fear towards his own subordinates, who have been seizing power left and right. Horace has died. Geraon has died. Towards peace, event. Sure, why not? Tavern. There are only a few places left. What will you do after the world is unified? I haven't thought about it. Well, it will depend on the results of 468's sociological analysis of various factors. You really rely on those. I'm not cut out to be a solitary king. Ha! Deep sigh. Audible. Doesn't it make sense to entrust jobs to people who are good at them? Yeah, that's what delegation is for. He's actually doing it right. Congratulations, Lars. You're stupid, but a good kind of stupid. Wasn't there a knight commander who loved doing that too? No way. I'd rather handle it myself than leave it to that guy. I don't think you'd reach this point. It's thanks to you guys for supporting me. As someone who has made his livelihood from war, I'll be lonely when the war is over. What are you saying now? Alarming enough that's signifying Lars's disdain for this guy's guts. Even if we win, there will be another war. There is no way something that stupid will happen. Yes. Ruins of Icaria. Lars led an excavation of Icaria Island after gaining control of it. Dots. Very interesting. This time it's a huge insect. It's no wonder Lars was astonished. Before him stood another fossil the same size at the one at Diocletian, though it was shaped differently. It doesn't seem like there were therianthropes on this island. Don't think it matters anyways. From the age of the ruins, it should be a completely different civilization from Diocletian. But they are so similar. I don't think it's a coincidence. Was it a custom to worship huge creatures in the past? These ruins are not from the same time period. Considering the state of the materials used in the building, this site seems relatively new. Okay. You love making guesses, don't you? No, I never do that. But the ruins of Diocletian and Icaria were created by different civilizations at different times. There is no way it can be a coincidence. Do you think whoever built these ruins saw Diocletian as imitating it? No, it's not an imitation. Just tell me what you're thinking. I understand you don't want to say something you are not sure about yet. In ancient times, where a great man died, a large tomb would be built. Humans have many ancient civilizations, and they have this in common, even though there was no contact between them. The culture of the Therianthropes didn't develop enough to be a civilization. Fuck you. Shaming on the furries. But if you look at their history, there were great men and geniuses among them. So you're basically saying this site is a fossil's tomb? Yes. And for that race, I wonder if there is something more important to them than great men. In other words, what we saw Diocletian Deucalion was the therianthrope god. So far, I haven't believed in gods. However, it must have been like a god to the therianthropes. What was the first fossil? If I could discover this, I will be closer to understanding the mystery of this world. Okay, I will spare no expense. You can dig to your heart's content. Thank you for this opportunity. And there we go, end of the road. Now everything is under the control of Musket. Let's go big today. I've been gathering beautiful women from all over the world. Where is 468? Happy Carol with an exhibition he was excited about. Now that the war is over, it's fine to slow down a little. Well, there is something I really want to investigate. Hey, what is that? An aurora? Aurora. No, more like a pillar of light. It seems to be running across the sky. Rattling and clattering. Is it an earthquake? The shaking isn't bad, but are earthquakes supposed to occur in this area? It finally started. I wonder how long I will survive this time. What will you do in the castle? It's not finished yet. Please prepare to drop. I don't think it will make it through. It's useless anyways. Understood. Nuclear powered fortress. Floating castle discourteous. Full. Question. Did that destroy all of the units I had there? Because that's going to be inconvenient. Still alive. As I thought, I sense a stronger force than the progenitors of the frogs and fairies. Even if the castle were completed, it still might have been destroyed. No matter what we do, this is not an opponent we can win against. I am a demon. I don't have the proper manners to simply accept my fate. What will you do? What to do? As always, we are forced to flee in an unlikely manner. As far as our strength will take us. I will follow you to the ends of hell. Aye. Welcome. An alarming amount of dots. Growl. What the hell? Is it because I ended the war? Musket headquarters. The monsters that emerged from the sky above Aurora Bay and the monsters that carved out of the Great Wall of Discourteous began to move as if they were attracted to each other. Both monsters are capable of parthenogenesis, giving birth to children like a queen ant. The united armies of Musket and the hordes of monsters clashed over the fate of the world, but the armies were ultimately powerless to stop them. Damn it, Mr. Lars. Carol and 468 came running in. You were running. You were right after all. Alarming out of that. Yes. I had a feeling there was a reason demons never went on the offensive. From the information we have, many races will die off, and it will become an age of the new races. I guess there is no way we can win. I called you back because you know this would happen, didn't you? So I'm hoping you thought of some kind of countermeasure in case the worst happens. I don't have anything solid enough to be called a countermeasure. Question mark. But in the southernmost part of New York is an ancient ruin called Phantom City of Albavat. Blah, 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 blah. What's special about it? The power of the ancient civilization far surpasses ours. With what power could we defeat the monsters? I don't know. These monsters are by no means gods, but it's also true there is an unknown power at work here. If there is even the slightest chance, we may as well try it. Why did you keep the ancient ruins a secret? There is no point having a power which can defeat the monsters if it takes time to learn how to use it. I'm sorry. I'm an asshole. This knowledge was kept secret because we judged that the ancient technology is too dangerous. Fuck you. You use muskets, you fucker. Anyway, and would lead to the disaster of humanity. Who the fuck cares? Now that the disaster has already happened, we have no real choice but to go. Yes. No. It's time then. Carol handed the book to Lars. No way. This is the book which has been passed down for generation to generation. Indeed. Some of the ancient lost technologies are mentioned inside. If you use that power. There is no time, Margaret, with a different pronunciation. I know. Until you get there and do something about this, evacuate the people and stop them from being eaten, right? Right? That's right. Get going already and make sure to come back afterwards. This is our job. I leave it to you and comrade. Carol, the book is yours. Guide me there. Understood. This is the remnants of ancient lost technology. Yes. Even though it's called a ruin, it's still a city-state far surpassing the size of 13,000 castles. Let's head for the center. There is no choice but to go forward. Carol! Just give me a quick explanation now. There are too many things I don't know. If you end the war, the new species will be born and destroy the world. What am I supposed to do then? Dots. That's. These are ruins containing ancient lost technology. There might be a way to defeat those two creatures here. And in the center of these ruins is a control room which controls the ruins. We are really grasping at straws, huh? Indeed. What is this? In ancient times, another civilization beyond our imagination prospered here. Could we even master the power of this civilization? Even so, there is no choice but to move forward. I know. And while we are doing this, my friends, is that thing we found in the ruins of Diocletian? Yes, it's probably the ancestor of the Therianthrope race, a new race which appeared at the end of the war. What I saw on Icaria was the ancestor of the fairy race. Dots. I don't understand, but I have no choice but to believe when it's right in front of me like this. Dots. Did the demons know this would happen? It is said the demons are long-lived creatures which don't age. They may have known. Is that why they never declared war? It's no use regretting it. If the demon race was able to survive and devise countermeasures, there is a precedent for surviving. You are right. It's best to think positive at times like this. Hey, it's a dumb question, but were your family rather your ancestors able to reach the center of the city? No. Up to that point, it was about 10 generations ago. There was a legend that anyone who would reach the center of blah 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 would rule everything. A legend. Ha. No one could find a city, but my family was able to confirm that it existed here. And the guy who found it naturally decided to go inside. Yes, but it seems they haven't trying to reach the center. There it is. Bit anticlimactic, but I don't care. Nice. Thank fucking god. Okay, so defeating Phantom Country Alpha Beta. How wonderful! You made it this far. Eh. Who are you? What boorish behavior to track mud into someone's house and then demand to know who they are? Exclamation question mark? You are one of the ancients. Well, it doesn't really matter. What brings you here? Horrific monsters are rampaging on the surface. I come here to find a way to stop them. That's impossible. Are those monsters your handiwork? It's not that simple, but you are basically right. To put it simply, we are the custodians of the world. What? Why the hell would you bastards do something like that? You may not understand if we explain it suddenly, but if you don't do this, then humanity will fall. Don't give me that shit about not being able to understand. If you are responsible for all this, then I hope you prepared yourself, asshole. The moment Lars steps towards the man, flash. Carol's head was shattered. Carol? Do you understand where you are standing right now? This is my house, bitch. If I raised the security level, you wouldn't be even capable of entering. Alarming out of dots, signifying Lars' disdain of what the fuck just happened to Carol, his best friend / the guy who killed his other best friends. Deep down, he kinda thinks this is karmic retribution. Anyways, there is a reason I invited you in. You invited me? Even though the war was never nearing its end, you'd unify the bird remarkably quickly. You're an incredibly interesting person for making it this far. We'd like to welcome you as one of us. You want to be friends? Well, we have all the time in the world. Think carefully. I'll show you around. Alarming out of dots, showing Darcy's both interest and disinterest at the prospect of becoming fun with the man in front of him, even though they kind of have the same hair color. What is this place? That story will come later. Let's watch this screen from now. No, screen. A video was projected onto the rectangular board the man was pointing at. Exclamation mark! The video was divided into 8 parts on the screen and showed a bird's eye view of the world Lars was familiar with. He watched as all living things, including the armies of Musket, fled before the two monsters. Now that 2 new species have been intelligently designed, the next war will be on a much larger scale. The 2 new species will do everything in their power to destroy. They will clash with each other. In this way, the world will be ruined and will revert back to war. Alarming out of dots, signifying Lars' in bafflement of these fuckers, thinking that war is the answer for everything. Which is kinda true, but it's also a very grim prospect. What is the reason for this? I answer eventually, but it's too soon now. But it's still too soon, I can read. There are plenty of things you need to learn first. Alarming out of that, showing Lars concern about the prospect of learning. He's a dumb boy. Lars still didn't understand what the man was saying. Nor did I, for that matter, and I'm a smart boy, supposedly. But he knew deep down there was no alternative. Now then, let's watch. It's the beginning of the Holy War. Alarming out of that, signifying this disturbing creatures want to just sit down and watch Netflix or something. Followed by a slightly less alarming out of that, signifying these creatures wanting to mate, but no reason for it because, you know, virgin birth and shit. There is no way to win. The difference in strength is too great. We have to endure until Lars unravels the secrets of the ancients and returns. Yeah, in the meantime, we've got to do something. Alarming out of dots, showing 468 concern about the world getting destroyed in the fucking meantime, but okay. I agree. Protect the people, that's a knight's purpose, said Sigismund the Great. Is that thing a god? No, it's definitely not, says Ishak, the false pope, the false Muhammad of the desert people of Cactus. Dots. Everyone go home to your family and loved ones. Prey worthy of hunting has appeared, even though we got our asses handed back to us. Also, that's a sword breaker, I just noticed. Well, it's a pretty weird sword breaker. I mean, you can make the cut that deep, however, it is actually more important than to have a wide blade, because you actually want to catch them and have the blade still intact afterwards. But yeah, that is a okay representation. I'd say it's a bit on the structurally unsound part, but not too much. One could actually make this blade a sword catcher and use it effectively still. Though there is the problem of breaking, of course. Do you want to test my weapon? My big ass axe of ordinarily big proportions, I mean. Why do you have a... Okay, that's technically a axe that has the cutting ratio of a sword. And if they actually went and sharpened all of it, which, by the way, you don't sharpen all the parts of the sword, it's usually the 1/3 of it at the tip, or a half of it from the tip. because that is actually the most the part that you strike the most with. The base is kinda unimportant. I mean, for binding maybe, but that's where you are going to defend yourself with usually. So having that not being chippable that easy is actually, well, preferred over having a sharp part that you are not going to use. With this axe, however, I would think that they are going to sharpen all of it, because what you are going to defend is possibly this big flat area. Or maybe try to catch this sword in the hooks, but the problem is it's very heavy. And although the guy is jagged, that doesn't mean shit. I mean, sure, he could probably use it more effectively than a normal block, but it's still an overweight enough. Like, you see there? That is a very fucking thick. Like, overly thick. You probably want half of that if you are going to have such a big weapon. So yeah, I think that is kinda fantasy. This guy is okay, so it is less. I mean, bit thick handguard, but it's not that big of a deal actually. Especially if it's hollow. What? That monster is? What sinister power? Can we really protect the forest? Sing! This is the time to sing! Of course. The end of the war. It was only the beginning of more troubled times as another war enveloped the world. The two new species that suddenly appeared. No matter which one wins, there is no future for humanity. The end.